so today we're going to be boarding the underside of these stairs. So basically we're going to be putting a boxing around here. So it's going to go up from here to wherever we can get kind of like a straight line here and the same here. So it'll be going from here because obviously if it was any lower, if we boxed it here, we would be hitting our head as we go down the stairs. Also, we've got a top bit here, which is also really straightforward to do. That would just be a nice plain piece of plasterboard. The issue is going to be trying to board under here. So we're going to have a look at how we're going to do that. We're probably going to do that boxing first, so we've got measurements to go off. We're probably going to mark it out on the wall, and then once we've done that, we'll keep you informed and we'll tell you our plan of action. So what we've decided to do is, as you can see here, we've put a piece of wood that's straight across with the spirit level and brought it down, because otherwise having a piece of plasterboard, it would mean it was on an angle going up, and we didn't think that would look very good. So as you can see, we've done that, and that'll all be hidden behind plasterboard. And the idea behind that is so that now we can have a straight run going to wherever we're going to go to. So I'll just move around so I can show you from a different angle. What we're going to do next is, now we've got this piece of wood here, we're going to put another piece of wood, cut obviously at the angles, taking us to around here. And the same on this opposite wall. Then we can have a straight piece of plasterboard running from here down to here, and that's that bit sorted. Then after that, on the other side, another bit of plasterboard taking us from here, just finishing off, connecting to this piece of wood we've got. And we think that'll look better. The other option we were thinking of was taking it from here straight down to there. But that would mean there was a big wall, it would be blocking out loads of light. So rather than having just one nice straight run, we thought it would be better compromising having like two. So one from there and then one to there. And then on here, it'll just be another straight run upwards. So we're going to do that and we'll let you know how we get on.
So I'm now just working my way through putting the frame on. So I've got this side up. Put a bit down this side and then tidying up. It's nothing special, this framework, it's just literally bits of off-cutter timber we've got, but at the end of the day it's nothing structural, and it's literally holding a couple of little sheets of plasterboard, so I'm not massively fussed about it. It's a bit awkward to get to, as you can see. I should really put some planks across, but I'm managing. So at the minute I'm putting this back piece on. Very roughly, look something like that. That'll then allow us to get our sheets of plasterboard across there, bit up there, bit on the side. This is already done, triangular bit over this, and sort of tie it all in. Yeah, and while I remember, please like and subscribe if you can, and also have a look across at our Instagram channel, Renovation _Vane _Cottage. You can follow us on there. We tend to put more regular updates on Instagram. I'll probably put a video on here maybe once a month or so, but a bit more regular on there, just because these ones take a bit more editing and stuff. This bit of speeded up footage so you can see what's going on. So I'm just putting in the stud work. It's 50 by 75mm treated timber stud work that's going in there. I think although it looks a bit convoluted now, once it's all plasterboarded in, I think it'll look really good, and it is really solid as well, so hopefully there'll be no chance of the plaster cracking or anything like that. It's just a bit of a difficult shape staircase, but sort of trying to keep it not too boxy and quite flowy, but we'll see how that works out when we get try and get the majority of the framing done today. Have a look tomorrow, maybe getting a bit of plasterboard on, although we still might have a bit more framing to do, so we'll just see how we're getting on for time.
Hi, so we've now put the framework on the underside. So this bit was pretty simple because it's just going to go straight up. And we've connected all of this to what we've already just built earlier before. So what we'll do is kind of put this kind of section of plasterboard in with a triangle bit at the bottom, and then another straight run up the top. We've now done this, so as you can see, this will be a nice straight run for the plasterboard to connect to here and go all the way down here. and it'll continue kind of to this section and then straight down in a nice triangle. So the theory is that we're kind of keeping all nice and straight lines, and it's going to look really neat, we hope.
Which is at this same angle, this 42-degree angle I think it is, up and down. So I'll put a bracing across there, one up here, one a bit lower. When we come to plasterboard, we'll have to put this lot of plasterboard in and then put this wall one on top. So you'll see that later down the video, but I just thought I'd show you sort of the basics of it. I mean, like I've said all along, the timber work, the stud work, it's nothing going to win any prizes. It is a bit rough and ready, but it is really solid. And it's not really going to hold any weight. There's going to be little sheets of plasterboard, so nothing significant on it. So we'll give you a quick update. But we're now on day 2. We got all the boarding completed off yesterday, so just a quick recap. See that section there, and that's the upper section there. So what we're going to start doing today is I'm going to start in this bottom area, cutting the plasterboard and putting the plasterboard on. So it's just 12.5mm plasterboard. We're going to be using just normal plasterboard screws. Hopefully it should be relatively straightforward. Obviously there's a few oddball shaped cuts and what have you, so we'll just get footage of any interesting bits as we're going along. So see there, we've got the underside done. I'm just on putting this last piece in at the minute. So I just need to put this piece up here, and then and there's a little bit down the bottom to do as well, but near enough done. So it's making good progress. What I'm doing is, I've got it the right width just about. I'm just putting a pencil mark on either side of these poles. I'm going to cut it down, obviously nice and square, and it should hopefully slide up and be somewhere near. Just a little bit of speeded up footage just so you can see what's going on. I haven't included a lot of the plasterboard footage because I've got loads of other videos on here doing plasterboard work, but I thought I'll put a little bit on just so you can see. But basically with the plasterboards, like I've said in the video, it's a 12.5mm plasterboard. I use a combination of a pad saw and a Stanley knife to cut it. I find the Stanley knife's the best thing of all for straight cuts. It's just for oddball shapes that the pad saw's used. On this particular bit of footage, I'm literally putting it up, trying it, taking it down, trimming it, because I'm wanting a nice tight fit, because it's quite a sort of a high viewing area, if that makes sense. It's on a main landing, so people will be looking at it all the time, so it needs to be right. But like I say, a couple of attempts and we'll get there. Well, that's that piece up. Just put a couple of screws to hold it. I'm just putting them in now. And here you can see I'm literally just screwing it on. So I've marked with a pencil where my beams are, where my stud work is. And I'm just using plasterboard screws that I always get my stuff like that from Screwfix. I'm just fixing it on. Simple as that. There you can see we've got that top piece on now. Got the next section down. Triangular piece on the edge there. This all needs the metal edging on it, so on here and here we'll get the metal edging strips and then obviously skimmed. The skimming won't be getting done till the very end, so this video will be going live before the skimming goes on, but I'll put a later video on of it all skimmed, but that'll not be till next year. The noise you can hear is Alicia cleaning off or starting, but I think a bomb's gone off. So I'll come down here so you can see what's down here. So this little section, I'm not worried about any little bits like along the edge here. We'll fill that in with plaster and tape it all before it's skimmed, so that's not a problem. A little bit under there. So the last little bit I'm going to do now is just this bit here. This was just obviously plaster lat, but when I took the original wall down, which is on one of the earlier videos, it was all cracking and stuff, and it's been hanging off for ages. That's what Alicia's cleaning up at the minute. Been hanging off for ages, so I thought while it's a mess anyway, and I've got plenty of plasterboard, just get a bit screwed on there, just tidy it up a bit. So all in all, I'm quite pleased. It has actually worked out, I think, better than I thought it was going to. A couple of the pieces we have double boarded, so this main section here, that is actually 2 boards, because when we put the original board on, along the edge sections there, you could still see a bit of the original staircase wood. You can at the bottom there, but that will get plastered over. It's sort of a half a width of plasterboard, so I'll put some compound or something in there just to try and hide that, I think, anyway. And then I'll tape it and then we'll skim over it once it's taped. But all in all, I'm quite pleased with it. It definitely looks better than I thought it was going to. But it has been a bit of a chew on. But yeah, just like this board here as well, that's doubled up. Again, the bathroom's on the back of there, so a little bit for soundproofing, but a little bit just if the joints and stuff are a bit rough on the first board, get it a lot tighter on the second board, and it's obviously giving it more strength, more warmth, more fire protection, so definitely doesn't hurt double boarding it out. So I thought I'd give you a final look at the stairs. You can see it's all boarded now. Obviously there'll be some trimming to go on once it's skimmed, just to tidy things up. There's the metal edge and strips to go on all like the corners and things. But I'll put them on just before it's going to get skimmed, which will be probably in the new year now, so a few months time. You can see it looks a lot better. I've got the light on just because it's a bit dark, so hopefully it's not too overexposed. Like I say, it probably took a couple of days. Once it's done, it doesn't look like it would be that difficult, but just do the planning and getting all the edges right before we start. It just took a bit of time, but it is really solid, and made sure of that. Hopefully there's no chance of any cracks and things once it does get plastered. A couple of the runs, like I've mentioned earlier on in the video, are double boarded, so where we wanted to bring out the depth a bit, like that middle section, the triangular section there just in front of us, and the lower down bit as well, that's all double boarded, just to bring it out and just so there was less of the oddball wooden joints and things. And there's a little side bit we did just down here while we were on. This was like the original plaster lap, this lower bit here, but it was cracked when we were taking the original wall down, so I just put a bit of board on there as well. But I'm pleased with that. Like I say, it's 12.5mm board. To cut it, we've just been using a Stanley knife, and the pad saw, the plasterboard saw. Like I say, the edges and things, they'll tape up with a board tape and then fill, so it should be a nice, really neat job once it's all properly skimmed. Like I say, please like the video and subscribe to our channel, it helps us out immensely. And if you have a look across to our Instagram channel, which is Renovation _Vane Cottage, we'll put more regular updates on there as well, so you can see what's happening on there. So next things that'll be coming up, a little bit of trimming off to finishing the attic, but not much. The next major project, I'll be moving the bathroom from the back of the house to the front of the house, and I expect to start filming for that probably just before or just after Christmas. So I'll probably put sort of several videos on linked to how we've moved the soil pipe, because that's a big job, the basic plumbing, maybe a bit of the aqua board and stuff we put on in there, and then obviously fitting the bathroom and tiling and all that type of stuff. So there'll be loads of videos up on different aspects of that over the coming year. So like I say, thanks for watching. And a final thank you, and please like and subscribe.